Welcome to Proven and Probable. I'm your host, Maurice Jackson, and joining me today is Eric Roth of Mariana Resources, and we're live at the Sprott Natural Resources Symposium. Thank you for joining us today, sir.
Maurice, pleasure to be here.
Thank you, sir. If you would, for someone who's new to the story, share the Mariana story with us, please.
Okay, so Mariana began life as essentially it's been an explorer. It's been a project generator. It started life early on in Argentina. It acquired quite a large portfolio of properties in Argentina. Over the years, it's gone into countries like Suriname, Peru, into new projects. About a year and a half ago, Mariana did a merger with a company called Aegean Metals Group. Through that, they acquired the projects in Turkey, which today are really the flagship projects within the company. So over the years, it's been very active. Even in the downturn, it's always been an active company, and will continue to be so.
Now, thank you for sharing that. And some of the questions I've had asked is, are you a prospect generator or an exploration company?
It's a bit of both. I guess at the end of the day, it's kind of a fine line. And in fact, I'll say that now with the Hot Maden Project, which is our most advanced project, we're actually going into development as well. So we really cover the full spectrum, I guess. So we have seen going from the prospect generator to exploration to development.
You know, speaking of the Hot Maden, if you would, before we get into that, I just want to share with those that are watching us here, Mariana is probably the hottest company from the investors that are here. Everyone's talking about it. So let's delve right into it. Talk about the unique features of the Hot Maden project.
Yeah, so Hot Maden was a property that we actually acquired. We put the concessions together over the last few years. We did a joint venture with a local company in 2014. A year ago, we announced the first discovery hole, which was hole 4, which gave, these are some of the highest grades that we've really seen in exploration globally, I think, over the last few years. So Hot Maden is a gold copper system. We put out an updated resource. So to put it into context, we've come a long way in a very short time. As I mentioned, discovery hole was February 2015.
Correct, yes, I recall.
We had the first resource, mineral resource, come out in August 2015, and we've just on Monday, which was earlier this week, we just put out the updated resource model. And one of the key things is that, particularly within the main gold copper zone, we have a very high grade gold zone, which has some of the highest grades, which I think we've seen basically globally anywhere in the last few years. And the latest resource, we basically had that ultra high grade zone. We had about 2 million, just a fraction over 2 million ounces, grading over 1 ounce per ton in the old scale. So between almost 36 grams per ton gold equivalent. So really quite spectacular grades.
That is quite impressive, and I think that's what has everyone excited right now about Mariana. For those that are Canadian investors, talk to us about what just came out recently this week.
Sure, and that's a good question. So traditionally the company has been London listed. It's been an AIM listed stock, and so what we did is 2 years ago we were on the TSX at the time. Obviously that was a different chapter in the company's history, but we've now just relisted back on the TSX again. So as of end of July, we're back on the TSX again. So the idea is that obviously we do recognise that there are difficulties for North American investors to buy on AIM. So that should open up the door, make it much more accessible to North American investors. The other thing that we've seen too, since the discovery was made, we've seen a lot of North American institutions come on board. So we've seen in the last 12 months, we've seen a lot of Canadian groups, we've seen a lot of US groups. So really it was the right thing to do in terms of bringing the company back to the TSX and just make it much easier, not just with institutions, but also for retail investors to also make it easier to trade the stock. So.
Absolutely, and for investors that are in the U.S., like myself, I am a shareholder, you're on the OTC as well. So
that's correct, yes.
So we thank you for that, because we want to participate as well.
Absolutely, and that's the idea, to make it as accessible as possible. So.
Yes, it is. If you would, in the next 3 to 6 months, what do you think is the next catalyst for you?
Sure. So in terms of news flow, so at the Hot Maden Project, we are still drilling, so everything's going fine at the project. We have 2 rigs on site right now. So most of the emphasis is really on exploration, looking for new resources, trying to build the resource base of the project. There's also some technical work being done for the development type studies. So in terms of the next catalyst, so news flow over the next 3 to 6 months, we're really looking at continued drilling and drill results as they come through. In October, we will have a preliminary economic assessment released on the project. And the idea with this PEA, that we call it, the idea with that is that basically it'll be the first time that people will get a look at this as a complete package, in terms of we'll take the resource that we just released a few days ago, we'll put some mine designs around it, we'll put some processing options around that, and of course then wrap the whole thing in the economics. So that'll be the first time that people really get to see what the project is capable of generating. And I think for us, that'll be one of the big catalysts going forward in the next few months. So that's something that the investors should definitely watch out for. That really will be a big step for us, getting that PEA out.
Absolutely. And for investors and prospective investors, if you would, share the website and contact information, please.
Sure. So we have a website. It's www.marianaresources.com. We're in the process of actually updating it, so it's a little bit more, user-friendly. But basically, the website is there. My contact details are there. Glenn Parsons, who's the CEO, his contact details are always there. So obviously, if anybody has any questions, I'm happy to take questions from shareholders. Whether a shareholder has one share or a million makes no difference. We do respond to everybody. So if anybody does have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. So.
Thank you so much. And the phone number is listed on the website as well?
Yeah, it's on there as well, too.
Okay.
So.
Well, for those that are, again, interested in Mariana Resources, please take advantage of the opportunity. Go to the website, subscribe to the website so you're aware of the news releases, and if not, we here at Proven and Probable, we will be publishing those as well as they come along. Eric Roth of Mariana Resources, thank you for joining us today on Proven and Probable, sir.
Great pleasure. Pleasure to be here. Thank you.
All the best, sir.
Thank you for joining us today on Proven and Probable. Remember to like and subscribe for more conversations with the most respected names in the natural resource space. Check out our website at www.provenandprobable.com. The information presented on Proven and Probable is provided for educational and informational purposes only, without any express or implied warranty of any kind, including warranties of accuracy, completeness, or fitness for any particular purpose. The information is not intended to be and does not constitute financial, investment, or trading advice, or any other advice. You should not make any financial, investment, or trading decision based on any of the information presented without first undertaking independent due diligence and consultation with a professional broker or competent financial advisor.